I am motivated to write down what people are saying, what objects are arranged, details of the space, of the faces, of the words that were said. And later with that, as a raw material, I use it for the construction of drawings that play with the ideal diagrams, but immediately break with it. Because for me, a diagram has a way to be read, has a direction of how you should interpret it and read it, and it's useful, which is something when we start stepping in the realm of art, I find the uselessness much more productive than the useful.
Razael Holguin Zapata is a Mexico-based artist and a member of the art collective Cooperativa Cráter Invertido. In his work, Razael focuses on the artistic practice of mapping, a method visualizing various kinds of ideas, data, and information. Lüneburg, November 13th, 2023. Scholars, artists, and art practitioners come together to discuss social and political organization through the arts. Razael thoroughly scans this environment as participants dive deeper into questions about arts and organizing. At the end of the workshop, he will have created a sample of about 25 sketches that will later become the Leuphana Codex, his mapping of discussions and spatial arrangements during the event. Observing and critically analyzing organization processes through the arts is closely linked to the artist's own biographic experience.
Before art, I studied political science, and I've been involved in groups and organizational practice since I remember, and I have become like someone that embodies the experience of what does it mean to do an informal organization, or what does affinity in practice means, but also what a movement in practice means, with all its failures, its waves, its successes, its ruptures, its celebrations.
The Leuphana Codex represents a drawn essence of the workshop. It displays shared topics and questions from arts-related research as well as from artistic praxis.
I think practitioners and theorists, in this case, in this assembly, we share the research. We share maybe this intersection between art and politics, or the art of politics and politics of art. I'm trying to synthesize either just like really ordering things in a frame to make some sense, to make some narratives, or really synthesizing thoughts in images.
From a methodical perspective, mappings like the Leuphana Codex aim to visualize meanings and discourses. It provides low-threshold entry into any kind of field-related or academic debate, and they enable easier access to research-related topics for a wider audience than, for example, a written piece of paper. Razael's drawings can be considered as an arts-led dialogue. It initiates an alternative discourse about the presentations and discussions held during the workshop.
The drawings, the research that they want to stress is exactly this relationship between legibility and illegibility, the production of language, the visualization of conversations, and the abstraction of them. In my case, this that I'm doing now is more like trying to write things as they were said. No modification in that sense. But maybe what I heard is fragmented. It's not the totality. It's not everything that was said. So I'm already taking things out of the context. And precisely that's where the studio work starts, where I'm really trying to think, okay, I'm not trying to give back the words exactly as you said them. As an artist, it's more like I will give you an abstraction of what I sensed, and let's see what of this resonates with you as a reader.
Chazzael's working process clearly shows the major characteristics of mapping as an artistic as well as a research method. Mapping represents an ethnographic tool that focuses on the artist's experience and perceptions. It provides his individual understandings and perceptions as meaningful knowledge. As easy-to-understand information and narratives, mapping offers valuable potentials for knowledge production, especially in transdisciplinary contexts. Mapping is not just a simple visualization of data. In contrast, it contains various levels of data interpretation and representation. But despite of its innovational appearance, mapping is not a new technique. In the arts, it has a long tradition, from the spatial-orientated art during the Renaissance to the map and diagram art of the Surrealists and the Situationist movement. Since the 1980s, an increasing number of artists has used mapping as a rather process-orientated tool for their artistic practices. In academic research, mapping originally emerged from psychology and critical geography. It gained attention during the 2010s, when its value as a multidirectional tool was increasingly emphasized. Nowadays, artistic mapping is often linked to activism and reflects a stronger communication between the artist and the public. This can be seen in the Leuphana Codex as well. But inspiration for mapping practices also relates to popular culture. So it's not surprising that Chazzael's work has also been inspired by the political cartoon and artists combining image and texts in rather striking ways. Writer and cartoonist Dan Perzhowski's work reflects social and civic issues of interest and is often used during protests. This also relates to activism.
Big reference for me for this kind of work where he brings many elements of philosophy or of sociology into one word, but how he writes it or how he draws it brings a critique or brings a space for reflection.
Space for reflection is one of the striking aspects of the Leuphana Codex and of mapping as an ethnographic method. It appears rather as an open space for interpretation than as a conclusion or definite result. It provides opportunities to explore and to develop inspiration for further research, as well as for practice-oriented discussion and ongoing knowledge production. And as an artifact, it puts the spectator into the center of the process of resonating and reflection.
So in the idea of art as a democratic artifact, I am very happy to just say these are drawings and read them as you please. And actually make sense. You make sense out of them.
Making sense means to provide impulses for further engagement.
I want them to resonate with you guys. When you check them out, no man, this guy, he fucking draw gluten-free. The little shield that were written gluten-free. Or I draw the camera, no? So I will bring these elements as they were also participants of the event, no? In the way these documentations bring visibility to that was maybe forgotten or not so visible in terms of arrangement, because organization has to do with arrangement of the space.
Hence, the mappings of Chazzael Holguin Zapata are not only limited to the object of study, but they show a holistic perspective towards the content and the spatial arrangements of people and objects. The drawings represent the documentation and the stimulus at the same time. They work well to discuss further themes and questions for both academic research and various actors and practitioners in the field of contemporary art.